Hello, Mark.
Hello, Drew. Welcome. Welcome
Yes,
to
we're
my
at your
abode.
house.
Yes.
We're at your house. You were just showing me all of your lovely renovations that you've done.
Yes.
That are fantastic.
It's very bright in here now.
It is bright in here. Even though it's
Gosh,
late at night.
Looking around, you suddenly start seeing things that, like, really, like the candelabra above our heads is really in need of a dust.
Oh, I shouldn't worry.
I'm sorry,
My
Drew.
house looks awful.
Well, yes, your Lego. You need to get one of those little Lego Hoovers, don't you?
Well, something for you for Christmas.
Yeah. That's a long way away.
That's a long way away. Well, I've got a birthday before then. Big one. Big 30th.
A big 30th.
Big 30, yeah. Looking
When's
forward to that.
Then?
August.
Wow.
I shan't let
wow.
the fans know what day, so they don't bombard
you with mail. All that mail you'll get, yeah.
Oh, the hate mail. It'll be the hate mail. Anyway, well, how's your week? It's been a couple of weeks since we last.
It's been a couple of weeks. Yeah, last week I went to see Mogwai.
You did,
yes, live at the Exeter Great Hall, Exeter University Great Hall. It's the second time I've ever seen them live. The first time was a very long time ago in London when I lived there, and at that time I didn't really know them that well. A friend was saying, "Oh, you got to come and see them." He played me a few tracks. I said, "Oh, okay, fair enough," and I went along and I think really got into them from that point onwards.
Hold up, if I remember from the music episode 3 of the podcast. Didn't you say that you went to a beach or something to listen to Mogwai, or you went to a friend's house and you had a cassette?
No, that was...
Think of someone else.
You're thinking of a different story. You're thinking of going to a friend's party to go, and that's when I discovered Arcade Fire.
Arcade Fire, that's
yes.
who it was. I thought it was Mogwai.
Whereas Mogwai was when I worked at Virgin Megastores, and it was a friend that recommended me to listen to it while I was doing the cashing up stuff. And it was the same person that got me listening then to say, "Oh, come and see them. They're playing live."
Okay.
And I do remember seeing them. And it's one of those things. I think the further I've got away from that point is the more I really relished, wished I paid more attention. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, I don't think it does.
Sometimes when you, especially when you're younger.
Oh, here we go. Some wisdom's about to be instilled.
Get my boomer stick out.
No, that's fine.
My back.
I think that's one of the draws of the podcast, is when you instill some wisdom in me. I know I enjoy it because you can look back and
it's one of those things that I don't think I really truly appreciated them at the time. I don't really. This time I was full of anticipation. I was like a kid at Christmas. It's like, oh great, I'm gonna go see it. And the countdown, got closer and closer, and I walked up there from home and went in there, and there were loads of other people that looked grey and haggard like I did.
Was it of a generation?
Not 100%. That was the thing that I think maybe having listened to them in my 20s and gone to see them in my 20s, it was all people like me at that time. And yes, the people that have travelled through time with me to now to go and listen to them are grey-haired and they're older and they might have taken their partner with them and stuff like that. But what was really nice to see was there were younger people there that have picked up on the music, and listened to it. There were people in their 20s, definitely 30s. But there were also, what really surprised me was families.
Well, it just feel like pretty family stuff. Like you said, you listen to it with your daughter.
Yeah.
In the car sometimes. It feels like a family kind of music, in a sense.
But what would you say wasn't a family music?
I think some kinds of rap. I think a lot of UK rap where it's a bit not PG in the lyrics. I'd say certain types of death metal. I think pop. I think some types of pop in the when you go see it.
Yeah.
Probably not. It's a bit more seductive, or
But isn't usually the musical pull in a family? This is just me spitballing. It's usually the younger person saying, "I really want to go and see Taylor Swift. One of you parents is going to have to come with me," rather than. I mean, maybe it's just...
I don't know. I guess everyone's different.
I mean, put it this way. If my daughter's favourite band, car seat headrest, if they were to come to Exeter, which they're not because they're American and don't come touring.
You never know.
You never know. You're
really
absolutely
do
right.
Never know
You're absolutely
these things, because
right.
there's a band I thought was never going to...
I would be happy to go with her on that. That would be fun. I'd enjoy that as a musical treat. But anyway, yeah, I was surprised to find, I think they
A
would have been
variety
at
of
least
ages.
14 because of the limits of the tickets and stuff like that. But I found it quite interesting that there was at least two families that were like two parents, two children kind of thing, and then there was one dad with his son, and you know, I didn't see everybody, but I felt like there were more. And anyway, back to Mogwai themselves, they were outstanding.
Oh, good.
I enjoyed all their newer stuff that I've been listening to recently, and the tracks that they played that I knew well. Oh my god, what a delicious! I was eating up the sounds and the sights, and I was in heaven musically. And one thing is, I came across a song I hadn't heard before, an older song, Rano Pano, and I have not been able to stop listening to it since.
Okay.
It's just like, oh my god, how did I miss this one?
Well, I think actually I found a lot of the time some music doesn't translate well. It needs the visuals and it needs the like being there to like really experience it fully, or like how the artist intended it to sound. Because there's a few times I've gone to a gig or like I've gone to a festival and I've seen a lesser known band and I know some of their songs, but actually they sound completely different in real life, and I'm like, that sounds great, and like if I could take that back with me and listen to that at home, that'd be great. But I know that doesn't sound like that when I'm in the car.
Yeah. No, I know. I think there's two halves to in Mogwai. It's interesting you're saying this because I was actually thinking about this. I really want to be able to listen to them in that way again, because it was, you know, I came away with my ears were ringing. 2 days afterwards, my ears were in some discomfort, you know, with sound, and just the feeling of tiredness. But at the same time, the way the music lifted me up, and it was like a high, an emotional high, and feeling the bass, the drums hitting you, you know, full on in the chest. And the other thing I thought of coming out of this was I was reminded of when I showed you the one track I got you to listen to as a part of my favourite music, you know, when we were introducing ourselves to each other, was Mogwai Fear Satan. And I said, oh my god, listen to this, you know, listen to the ups and the downs and the rise and then the drop and stuff like that. And you were like, I felt like it was a bit more. Yeah. You would not have been able to say that hearing them live.
No, I'm sure, because it's a different experience.
Put it this way, there was a point it got to when it was in the original piece, it has a flute solo, but they play it out with guitars in a different kind of way, and it's melodic and it lowers down, and the build up, it was so incredible. There were people in the audience were like talking loudly to sort of say like, no, come on, make it. They wanted it. They were being teased, unbearably teased from their perspective. Personally, I thought, shut up. I'm trying to listen, and I was zoning out. I was thinking, and I heard this person. There was a couple of them that were obviously just couldn't bear it. Then it came this, you know, this strumming and the loud drums, and it was honest tsunami of sound waves that just knocked me for six. It was. I'm going to have to lie down for a second here. but yeah, I had the best time.
Oh, well, I'm very glad.
Yes.
I'm very glad.
What about you?
What have I been...
Well, hold on, sorry. I'll just get some of the spittle from my mouth from getting overexcited.
Oh, goodness
sorry.
me. What have I been up to? I've been a very busy boy. I don't know what I've been up to. I couldn't actually pin down a specific, like... Nothing like of use or fact to anyone. Like,
because I don't see you doing anything at work at the moment.
One day of light work, and you're like, goodness me, Drew.
I caught him
barely lifting a finger.
Sat in a chair with his headphones on, looking at his phone.
Hell yeah! I was monitoring.
He was monitoring.
I was monitoring things.
Because it would have gone on fire if he wasn't there. That's what would have happened. That's what he said to me.
I mean, literally, yes. It literally would have caught fire if I hadn't have been there.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, this is not a work podcast.
Okay, sorry.
God, you're all riled up now.
Sorry.
Oh, Joe. I really just want to talk about one because we got our second section is the second half of the category ship. So I just want to talk about one film which I saw, which is Ellen McKay. McKay. It stars. I've got the Wikipedia up, so because I never know people's names ever, but I thought I would talk about the names. So it stars Emma Mackey. Do you know who Emma Mackey is?
Rings a bell.
She is the strong-jawed woman from Sex Education. Just googling now. Googling now. It's also got some other big names in it.
Hold on, coming up now. Strong-jawed woman from what?
Sex Education.
Oh, right. No, I didn't watch Sex Education.
Okay. But it's got loads of other people. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis. It's got not that person. Kamal.
Oh, he's
Ali
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't say his name.
Albert Brooks, Woody Harrelson.
Who's the other person who's got a good role in it? Woody Harrison.
Yeah,
that's the one. Harrelson. So the whole film is essentially about a woman who, her boss is the governor of whatever state, of whatever political party. It actually doesn't really matter, but he gets promoted to like Secretary of Defense or Secretary of the Interior or some shit. So she becomes the governor of the state, basically. And it's kind of, she's an imperfect person. It's kind of a bit of a rom-com, but it's more like it calls it here a political comedy drama film. It's kind of a feel-good comedy, maybe?
Yeah.
Or it's not actually that political at all, really. I mean, if you think it's political, you're insane. But it's really, it's showing people people are very grey, right?
Yeah.
And what does it really well is it shows people who are bad grey. So the dad, who's a serial cheater, is a horrible person, but like kind of tries to be good, but like he can't help his true self, whatever. His true self. And you got the mum who's kind of like doesn't just like is almost trapped in her life. It's quite horrible. But then Ellen McKay grows up, and like the brother, who's a side character, it's just about them being imperfect people, and like she's really passionate about her policies, but like she's terrible at like the people side, right?
Yeah.
And you can see the people who do like her are like the people who understand her policies, and the people who don't like her are people who are like, she's not going to get us elected or whatever, she's not going to win a campaign or whatever. And it's just her story through some of the issues she does and the people she lives with, and her boss is like trying to be a nice guy, but is also like super politically motivated all the time. So you can see like he keeps like giving advice, but then also doing like backstabby things. But like he's like, I have to do these things because like that's
how politics.
That's how politics works. It's a really feel good film. It's got lots of grey areas in it. It's very heartwarming. It made me almost cry a few times because there's a few scenes where it's just like, that's really sweet, and like people are just being genuine people. It feels like one of the few films where people feel like genuine people, and it was surprising because it didn't come up on my radar. It just turned up on, I think, Disney Plus, and it was great. And the poster looks like a classic early noughties kind of rom-com.
Yeah, I think she's like holding her foot because her shoe's gone, the heel's gone.
Yeah, it feels like it looks like The Proposal or like not 51st Dates, but like those kind of 50 dresses. Was it 21 Dresses? I think
21 Dresses, 27 Dresses.
27, those kind of films. It's got that kind of look to it, and it's got a little bit of a feel like that. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it's got.
Would you say it's feel good then?
It is feel good. I think the ending. I wanted a bit more from the win because there's got to be a win at the end.
Oh
right?
yeah.
I wanted a bit more from the win at the end, but like I think I'm happy with how it ended, and I feel good about it. And I think that there's a husband in it, and I think he feels exactly how I expected him to feel the whole way through.
Yeah,
because he's kind of like, like in films, you can either be like, there's like the husband's either like, oh, he's a douche. What does she see in him? Or like the other side, which is like, oh, he's the perfect husband. Like, how did she get so lucky? This goes like so middle of the road constantly, but like it feels real in that. Like, well, it's not like great people. He's just so middle of the road, and like he does swerve a little bit, but like throughout the whole film, it's super hard to get a judgment of character because he just feels like such a grey character.
You're trying to understand which way he's going to go.
Yeah.
Thing is he going to be a douchebag at the end,
or is he going to be like the best guy? I'm not going to tell you what happens, but the whole way through, and you're like, which way is he going to lean? And it goes actually as you go. You're like, yeah, it was always going to end up like that into some aspect. But no, really good film. I'd highly recommend to watch. It's not super long. Yeah. It's not it's got a little bit heavy, but you don't have to watch in a heavy way. So yeah, that's my film recommendation. I suppose I would watch it as a review. And it's interesting because it didn't feel like it had too much Netflix sheen.
Yeah, which is a hideous thing, isn't it? Do you think it was a Netflix film?
No, I think it was. It was done by 20th Century Studios, but it was on Disney Plus, I believe.
Yeah. But it, yeah. Do you think it had a cinema release?
I don't know.
Maybe in the States, if it didn't get...
It received unfavourable reviews from critics, bizarrely. And grossed only 4.5 million out of a 35 million budget. Oof. It's good though. I don't know why people don't think it's good. I enjoyed it. It felt super grey area.
There's always somebody, isn't there? The critics are looking for a particular thing, aren't they? They're looking for something to challenge. Or to think. They've never been a fan of something that's just fun for the sake of it, or enjoyable for the sake of it. Or,
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even for the sake of it. Maybe I'm wrong. I enjoyed it. And I'd actually really like to hear what you think. Having read that, it didn't do well.
We'll put that one down, definitely. To watch.
One other thing I did try, and I might have to get back. We talked about this earlier today, actually. Is I did try Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah.
Which, during that kind of writer's strike, because A24 Studios. A24 did a load of films. And I talked about Combat, I think it was. I really like Combat. And there's a few of them.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, I ended up going to see that. Seeing that. That was the.
They're an outpost.
Yeah, they're an outpost, and they end up in a house.
And then, like,
they've got to get
nothing really happens.
Yeah, nothing really happens, but it's
so intense the whole time.
Yeah. That was really good. That was
So look at the studio. I thought was going to do some really good, and actually they got some other stuff. We're going on tangent here, but they have the Backrooms film coming out. Do you know the Backrooms?
Yeah, I've seen it advertised. I don't understand what the heck that's about.
I love it. The Backrooms is. Do you understand the concept of the Backrooms?
No. I've just seen some screenshots of it and gone...
The Backrooms as a concept is like liminal spaces.
Right.
So when there's like a corridor in a building that doesn't really lead anywhere, or like a room, like a waiting room that doesn't feel like anyone ever actually waits in it.
Yeah. Those
kind of rooms, the liminal spaces, the spaces that never get used.
There is an intent to it, but it never gets used as that, and therefore...
Yeah, and it's not really a room, and everything... It feels almost creepy, these rooms, yeah?
Right.
So it's about these rooms, and there's kind of the idea, they're the back rooms, they're the other rooms. And, like, a lot of... I think pop culture, and there's a video game of it, and some people started making videos. They also incorporate a lot of abandoned, but still very clean... swimming pools, like community centre swimming pool vibes.
Yeah,
because it kind of melds in that. If it's empty, those places actually feel quite eerie.
Yeah,
so it melds a lot of that in as well. But the idea is that you get lost in the backrooms, you can't get out, and it constantly changes. There's like very sinister creatures or things, and they talk about it's kind of alive, and it is kind of the backrooms is an idea. It's kind of a character itself.
Yes,
like it's kind of messing with you and doing things to like mess you up. So I'll send you some links to it, but
no. Like I said, I've seen some screenshots of just the room, the back rooms themselves. It's not even a person acting in it. It's just
and actually it looks like they're doing like a found footage animation style. So there's one like they talk about like it goes like down floors, and it's like it starts like a chair in a room with a window, and each like floor down something slightly changes, and it like talks about like the back rooms like trying to remember how a room should be, and it's like not really sure how rooms
like AI trying to create a room.
Yeah, it's kind
of
enough
rules and prompts to
understand how it goes, and it's super. I don't know. It's like so eerie and like fascinating about that idea. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope they don't mess it up. But anyway, back to Death of the Unicorn. Me and Jess watched about 30 minutes of it, and we just couldn't get into it. We were so bored. By like even 10 minutes.
I find it fascinating you were bored because from the trailers I've seen of it, it looks like quirk a moment.
It does.
How many unicorns are there? There seems like one they've killed, and then a bigger one that's coming to get them because they killed one or captured one.
Honestly, I didn't even get that far because honestly, it was like it felt like it was more like a theatrical, like a theatre play, because
Yeah.
things were just moving at a pace, and like the characters felt so like mid at best. It was really weird, and like maybe I'll have to go back to it. Maybe we're just not in the mood, but ooh, horrid. Don't know what's going on there.
Okay.
Maybe we'll go back to it. That's my review.
It's been one of those things I've been looking. Yeah, your review of the first 30 minutes. Yeah,
Couldn't even. Okay.
Wow.
Well, should we get into the?
Should we get into
zoom
the
through the
nitty-gritty?
weeks, because we're here for something real, Mark.
Yes.
We're here for the real stuff.
We're here for part 2.
Well, it's probably part 3 or 4 at this point.
Yes, if it's been divided up even.
Almost certainly it's been split up.
We're on part of our spaceship.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now Tom has all of the different.
Oh, I see. I see what you're doing there. Well done.
He has all.
Surely you'd have pause between each one a bit more.
He's got to cut real tight on those numbers. I'm not giving him any wiggle room.
You're not making it easy.
He doesn't earn his pay.
He gets everything he deserves.
Wow, that's so mean.
That's
actually brutal.
That was meant to be a joke, Tom. Apologies. You're really great. Don't cut me.
He's making a joke that he will cut off. He didn't get cut off. But anyway, let's get the first one. We're getting straight back into it. I'm not having any dilly-dallying this time, Mark. We're talking about a 2001 A Space Odyssey, whatever it's called.
The EVA pod.
The EVA pod.
Yeah, I think it only ever gets referred to as the pod. Or the pod. It's not even the pod. It's open the pod bay doors, Hal. Hal, open the pod. So for me, it's a classic one-man little pod for going outside into space. And I think it's amazing. That it's so well designed. It's such an interesting. It's a character in its own right, and you get 3 of them in the Discovery, the bigger ship.
Do I believe in it? It's something weird because actually it doesn't compare with any other. It's not really a spaceship, and can I say that it's not really a spaceship because it's more like something you'd see on the ISS as like a boom arm or like a. It feels like it's just there to maintain the larger ship and doesn't feel like a ship, you know? It feels like a little pod thing. It feels like a large hazmat suit.
I'm surprised here, and maybe I'm calming down in this argument.
No. Heat it back up.
But thinking about it, what is a spaceship? I mean, it's in space. You can be in it on your own, roaming around town, but
running around town, are you doing your weekly shopping?
You wouldn't be able to survive in it for much.
It's not intended for traveling, right?
It's not in a fantasy world where it's like, well, I can fly my X-wing forevermore.
It's not in a fantasy world. It's
not.
More. It's not even really it's kind of more in a science fiction world where it's like this could be the future. It's more like trying to be the future.
2001. All the designs in it were done from the perspective, this is our potential. It was almost a futurist going.
No, it felt futurist.
Yeah.
Because you have like Pan Am, in there. It doesn't feel like it's trying to be.
Yeah. And anything. I think, it's like the, oh God, I forgot. Thunder. No, what's the one from Babylon 5? I've forgotten the ship's name.
Well, the bubble ship.
Not the bubble ship. I'm not going to bring that up. I know your viewpoint on this.
What's the other one from Babylon 5? Is it the pointy one?
Not the pointy one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going
We're
back.
already having to do our research.
I'm going back up.
Goodness heavens.
Stop talking. The Star Fury. There we go. That from Babylon 5, the Star Fury, it exists in a world where it can turn on a dime. It's got little jets and stuff like that. And that is what the pod is. And it's got little, it's got those arms that can be controlled to grab things.
They feel very scientific rather than science fantasy, which I'd say.
And the more I think about it now, is that absolutely, if you got trapped out in that, you're going to die.
Yeah, it's not for places.
It's an extension of the Discovery in that sense. It's an ability for you to go to something and come back again, go around and fix something on your own ship or explore something. But at the end of it, you have to come back to Discovery. As a mothership. Okay,
it's not really a ship, but I. So what I will say is it does fit very well into the universe. I think it's very goofy but very sinister because it's like, it's very tense. They're trying to do the thing, and then Hal absolutely rips it off to space.
Yeah.
And that's very funny for some reason because, like, all they clearly did was fast forward it moving away. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But I think it's something that I never think about too much about Discovery itself. Because it's played so quiet and calm and something, there's almost a haunted houseness to it. And the malevolent force is Hal. He's the ghost in this situation. This is the poltergeist controlling everything. And, Dave walks around this ship at one point, and it's, they even hide in one of the pod bays to have a conversation without Hal hearing. And of course, Hal can read lips.
It does play a good role. It's the thing where he learns to read lips, kind of almost. It's very sinister AI. It feels almost quite relevant today. Weirdly.
Yes, absolutely.
I think I'm happy to put this in B.
Excellent.
Because even though it's not a spaceship, it has got character. Yeah. Is it iconic?
Yeah, it is.
Within the film, it's iconic.
I think because you haven't. I'm going back to previous podcasts where you were your homework was 2001: Space Odyssey. I don't think you understand its cultural place.
Whoa! All right. I don't understand.
You don't understand.
There, man.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there. Were you there?
I think you have so much to view and do and see, and 2001 is a very important film.
Okay.
And regardless of how you can, I don't know.
I'm happy to give it a B. I
would be happy to put it as B. I think it would be top tier if it was a spaceship.
I agree. I agree.
It's not.
It's not made for fighter ship stuff. You know what I mean?
I think it could give you a good couple of rounds boxing, but
compared to every other ship literally every other ship on this list,
no. It's so different.
It's so different. It wouldn't take a hit from any single one of these ships.
Right. There's also another ship. Have a look for Inner Space Pod. Right. See, now this is even more isn't a spaceship.
This is even more isn't a spaceship.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is a kit bash and a half. That's Inner Space Pod for all those who want to follow along.
It's from a film called Inner Space.
No.
Yeah. The premise of which is that a test pilot gets miniaturized in this ship and injected. The test was meant to take place in a bunny rabbit. Okay. But there's a terrorist attack on the scientific... It's a great film.
I might have to watch it just so I could be like...
But basically, a scientist escapes with the needle that's got this miniaturized pod in it and ends up injecting it into the pod of into the butt of some supermarket checkout guy.
Okay.
Who then, the guy that's in the pod has the ability, he's got some things to test out. So he's got this ability to clamp something on the ear of this guy so he can actually speak to him. Okay. And then he finds anyway, I'm detailing the entire plot of Inner Space rather than focus on it. But the actual craft itself makes me... It's like a alternate take on the pod. It's got those arms. It's got...
I don't know, I think it looks completely different. It looks more like a very kit-bashed, very cheap... it does though. It looks like someone... Okay, no, the difference is the 2000 Space...
I think the possibility is that you're seeing kit-bash versions.
I'm seeing the actual things. It looks very... it looks like, you just take loads of bits from a box and you put them together. Yeah. It hasn't got coherent shape and form, really. Whereas if you look at the pod, right? Yeah. It has very coherent shape and form, right? Everything looks like it's part of the same thing. They're all designed in the same room with the same engineers, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. The Inner Space Pod looks like, they got some jets off a Lockheed Martin thing, and then it's like a sub that they've used for the chassis. And then, the propeller thingy and the CO2 cryo tanks are just wherever they found in the back lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like, the space pod
I've always felt like it was engineered by a team of engineers that probably, maybe they had a limited budget. They didn't have NASA
feels more
budget.
Yeah. And definitely, well, that's the thing about the space pod. It does feel like it feels great in the universe because it does feel like it has the budget. It does feel like something NASA would make.
Not to get too far on this, have a watch of it. It's a great film. It fits in that world as well, but it's inner space, not outer space.
I get it. I get the joke. No, I got it. it.
Okay, you got it. Good.
I got it.
Good.
I thought it was a joke a bit more on interspace as well.
Interspace.
Like interspace on inner space. Anyway, the next one, the next... So I think we're happy with the B for that.
Yeah.
Just to conclude that.
Yeah. Just
the next one is the F, I believe it is the F-302 fighter interceptor from Stargate.
Is that the puddle jumper?
That is the... Oh gosh, you can't see the...
Oh no, it's sorry.
It's the one with the planet in the background, just for your viewing pleasure.
Yes, no, I do know it. It's the one that was developed by the Air Force.
Yes,
from the technology. Yeah, it looks like to me early '90s kind of spaceship design in a video game.
Do you think in a video game? I think it feels like they tried to rip off a Romulan fighter.
Yeah,
but made it like US military. But
the thing is, I can see that the planes in that being quite easy to make a duplicate of in not pixel art. What's the polygon art?
Yeah.
You know, when you had those early spaceships, going back to Star Fox.
Yeah.
This is the other thing with this. It does look like something that, if given the technology, this is something that the American Air Force would design, isn't it? It's very good on that front. So that whole idea, how well would it fit in the universe? I think it fits.
I think it
perfectly.
does. I think I tried to put this one. The reason I also put this one on the list is because, again, it's Stargate, right? Feels like, I know it's about the Stargates, and they had the budget for they had the budget to teleport you to a woods that was coincidentally 12 miles from the main filming site, right? You know that jazz. But as it went on and got more popular, it feels like a thing that would have some spaceships. And this is a good spaceship. And they talk about, I watched them. I haven't finished Stargate and seen where this comes in, but I know that I watched some videos about it, and they were saying this is it's a pivotal moment when, the US military finally gets a spaceship that can contend.
Yeah.
Know? So I think in some ways it's quite iconic from that perspective. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it. I wanted to put it on this because it's one of those things I want to represent some other universes.
I think it's definitely worth representing, and the only other spaceship I can think of that's small is those little puddle jumpers, I think they're called, from... I think it's from Stargate.
Is it Atlantis?
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Is it actually called a puddle jumper?
I believe so. I have no understanding of what that is. It's just something I've come across in the past. It's a very good...
yeah.
I think the idea is that it can actually fly through the Stargates.
The Stargates, yeah. I remember them, yeah.
But it's very dull.
They're
shape.
the carry ship. They are. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about them. They're unique shape. They're a unique shape. I'll give you that. Something about... They talk about how constriction, or was it... restriction breeds innovation or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Because does that little pauldrons on the side, do they fold up?
I think they do, yeah. So it can zoom through.
I don't know. It's very much... It's like somebody's going... It's budget constraining in the same way that, when the original Star Trek shuttle, it's just a box, with a couple of...
they've gone one up.
It's
not a tube.
That's what they've done differently here. It's the same thing.
What I'm going to say about the F-302 is we've immediately jumped off it to another ship.
Yeah, because it's not...
It's a bit more... It's another one of those, I think it's like the Halo one, right? It's like the Halo bomber. It's it just doesn't feel iconic. It's just another ship.
It's just another ship. There's not enough about it to make you go, oh, that's interesting, or...
It's got a cool design, but it's just a cool design, right? It's just a cool design.
Yeah.
I think C or D. What are you feeling there, Mark?
What do we give B-Wing?
C.
Give it C then.
Give it C. Okay. The next one. Now, this is nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
This is, for the listener, this is the Pfizer from Wipeout. Now, before anyone says, is that a spaceship? I'm pretty sure, from my memory, that there is a track in space, which means...
It's a spaceship.
It's a spaceship. But I also want to put on this list because I remember as a kid playing Wipeout, and there's some other games that... So I also played pod racing, but pod racers aren't spaceships. something about that ultra slick. I don't know how to describe. They're like ultra slick vehicles, right? The wipe out ships, and they're like ridiculously fast, and the tracks are like really cut. Something about it was so cool to my kid brain. And today, I think they still are.
Is this your favourite design, though, this particular one?
No, I think this is the one that just comes to mind immediately. Yeah. It's the blue and yellow one, for those who want to follow along. It's not the most narrow, I guess you could say. There's something about design, right, where they look like the future race cars, right?
Yeah.
They look like the crazy future, not even F1, they look more like, almost like, kind of like rally car. In my mind, they're kind of like rally cars mixed F1, because they're not trying to like do the best ergonomics. They're trying to just look cool as hell.
But then there are some of my favourite ones from it were the ones with the two fronts, like almost like swept forward wings or engines or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They were the ones I really liked the design of. I felt like some of the not that one so much, the Faisar, but there's other ones which are a little bit very much like very basic. Some of them.
There's like very tubular.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think there's the nuance in the designs, right? Make them feel cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about them, like, there's very little to them, the ships, generally, but they all just feel so cool. I don't know.
It was a very cool game. Amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, like everything about it. It felt like there was a lot. I think there's an era of games that felt like in the dystopian future, Japan and America were going to merge somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there would be so much like inherently Japanese American culture stuff like knocking around. I don't know. I think the game's cool. I think the ship's super cool. They're so iconic in my mind, but I think that might just be in my mind from when I played it as a kid. It might just be me. I don't know.
Like I said, I feel like personally, there's a few others that have got more interesting profiles.
That's fine. I just kind of all the ships kind of as one whole because they kind of.
But overall, yeah.
Sorry. I didn't. It's hard to just choose one. I think so. I just kind of the whole idea of the ships, right?
They look. The thing is, all of them look fast. They look
fast,
and I think that was what they needed. This was a fast game. It was a game that I was useless at, despite loving, because you felt cool. The soundtrack helped with that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like playing I don't know. It just felt like something that if you told a friend that wasn't a game or what you're playing, they'd go, "Oh wow, that looks Oh, I'm into. It was also a game that I think had a popular culture vibe. It was an early game for the PlayStation.
Kind of weird, thinking about it now, for the PlayStation, and they made it for the PS. I think I had it on PSP.
Yeah.
God, going back a bit there.
But it was like the first time that with the PlayStation I felt like gaming could be considered cool. Prior to that, it was like
a bit more goofy.
Yeah, a bit more nerdy. In the old term of nerdy, where you would you were ridiculed at school for being a nerd.
I would like to put this in beta, if that's okay. If you would allow me, sir.
No, I will allow you, sir.
Thank you.
I do like that.
Okay, we're rattling from a bit more today. I think we're going to agree on a few. The next ship. We're back on Warhammer. There's a lot of Warhammer. I tried to counteract all the Star Wars.
No, it needed to happen. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff, and it.
So this is the other Imperial ship, the Imperial Navy's Thunderbolts from Warhammer.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is a cool ass ship.
Yeah, I would agree.
To describe it, just so that for the listener, I would describe it as kind of like a Spitfire. Do you know what I mean? Firstly, it meets some criteria. It's blocky.
Yeah.
It's very square. But it looks like a Spitfire that they made square. And then they strapped a enormous V50 engine to the front of.
2 V50 engines.
Yeah, you can imagine that going along, just going...
Yeah, it's not going to be fast.
Well, I think it's going to be powerful. You have to feel that up every, 100 metres, it feels like.
What I would say, my gut seeing it was not so much the Spitfire, but some sort of a Messerschmitt.
I think it's a very World War II-y.
The kind of Luftwaffe kind of idea fits better with the Imperial, doesn't it?
No, 100%. But it it hits it hits the Warhammer notes being blocky. It
Yeah.
hits some of the origin of it, which was, some of it was kit bashed back in the day. It all kind of came from some of the Warhammer tanks.
Yeah,
Are just other tanks souped up,
Yeah.
like actual historical tanks. So they've got that historical reference. It's got las cannons on it, which is, where the guns would normally be on an airplane like this. It's got some las cannons. It just feels like a great spaceship.
Is it a bomber as well?
It is a bomber,
so it gets used.
I think it's a bomber. I think
How does it get used in the games? Because
they keep changing the rules. So sometimes it can be a bomber, sometimes it could be a fighter. You know what I mean?
depends on the loadout that you put out
Blah,
with.
blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But I think it looked cool.
The one thing I think is missing, and this might just be the image there, it's a little bit more of a paint job.
It's Imperial Navy. So Imperial Navy is this kind of bluish grey.
Okay, so that is...
But like with all Warhammer things, paint it how you will.
Oh, right.
No, I agree. The image, the stock image is very...
I'll take out an extra mortgage to pay for a model of it, shall I?
Should we see how much that one costs, just so we're all aware?
Okay. I'm guessing around £70.
I think you're not far off. Imperial Navy Thunderbolt Heavy Fighter. How much do you think?
70.
136.
Yeah, I won't be painting one of those anytime soon.
No, you won't be. To be fair, it's also out of stock.
So it's something that people are.
No, I think it's just really it's an old resin model. The actual model for it. So I think it's like super out of date, and I think they're gonna. It's one of those things they don't really want to make anymore
because they want to bring out something else.
Yeah, they don't like flies at the moment. I think I said that last episode, but I think the design is so cool, and compared to the other one, the actual Space Marine Zephos fighter, which looked stupid.
It doesn't fit. That one did not fit
the universe.
Why is a Space Marine in a plane?
I totally agree.
That's not what they're doing.
A Space Marine is meant to be on the floor, hitting people with its hammer. Yeah. Like that's the vibe. Not in a spaceship going.
You get one of those lesser human beings.
Yeah, right.
Doing the flying stuff
for real. Or you wear like scout suit, but they always wear like full armor.
Or it is like with the Dreadnought. Mm-hmm. You have a wrecked Space Marine that can't serve any other way.
Yeah,
plug him in.
Though you're so right, it would be servitors and stuff like that.
I mean, that would work in this idea of it being a drone and reflecting modern military techniques.
Well, you're not allowed to use drones in the Warhammer universe. No, that's why they have that's why they have humans strapped to everything because. But
that's what I'm saying.
Robots.
It becomes a drone because it's Because are they in it? So I didn't get that vibe from the one book I've read. Mm-hmm. So they're no self-autonomous computers.
So it's a very contentious issue. Ooh. But so there was the Age of Strife. Well, there's the Age of Darkness. So essentially, way back, humans went out and they colonized everywhere, and they created AI. And I think the idea is that AI ruined everything, and it all went. The whole universe went black.
It's a real reflection on modern times.
I know, right? And it all went black, right?
Yeah.
Everything went dark, and everyone got scattered around the universe, and everyone lost contact with everyone. And it was like the Scouring, which was the reunification of. There's the reunification of Earth, and then there's the reunification of Mars and everywhere else. But I think from that era, there was you can't use AI because there's it's bad. So what we do is we do very light, not AI, very light computing can happen, or like analog computing, and then you get human serfs. You strap them in, and they become the computators.
So is
computators.
That sounds very similar to June.
In the Black
is it taking it from that kind of story? Because
maybe I'm sure there is.
June had the idea that they had AI, and then society, they had to fight against it because it was.
I'm sure it's got some relevance. There is in Blackstone Fortress, which is one of the standalone board games you can buy of Warhammer. There is a Man of Iron, so there is a robot, but they talk about it being from the past.
The past.
Yeah, and it's like rare. It's rare. The Blackstone Fortress are meant to be these like mysterious places you go, and like one being there is not like unheard of. It's kind of it's unheard of to even find a Blackstone Fortress, like to find one there in the weird worlds. That's kind of the idea. So it's not really AI, and there's not really computation. That's why everything's plugged in and stuff. But then Belisarius Crawl in the modern game, the modern stuff with the new guy called Belisarius Crawl, who's not the Archmagos, who's basically an Archmagos. Kind of does a little bit of it. But he's like... And also you can't discover new things. You know, you can't like invent new things. You can merely just... Because like the idea is that the... We're getting way off topic here.
Yeah.
The idea is that the Mechanicum, like all great technologies have already been discovered, like made, and we must rediscover them. And the new technologies are heresy. And Belisarius Crawl, he's like kind of a bit more liberal mind. He's like, I totally found this. So like, there's a bit of that kind of going on, basically. So it's a bit more like changey. But yes, going back to the ship,
I think this is a B tier.
B tier, I like it as well. B tier, it's better than the D tier Xephos fighter.
Yeah, let's throw that out the airlock.
Yeah, right. Very good. Now, this is a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big one. Do you want to introduce this one? Because you know what this is.
I can't remember the actual name.
What planet's it from?
Naboo.
No,
hold on.
Do you want me to tell you?
Well, I haven't... Naboo Starfighter, but it's N1 Starfighter?
N1 Starfighter. The chrome and yellow beast.
It is. It says fast, doesn't it?
It says fast.
Everything about it, the two pointy fronts, the knife edge wing at the front, and then 3 spiky bits that go back like it's go faster stripes that have gone into perspective.
It's such a cool ship. Like, I think also because the Phantom Menace is this guy's. I think my first. That's I think that's my Star Wars. Just, it's so cool. I think Jar Jar Binks isn't as bad as everyone thinks. It's not the worst, but he's kind of bad.
He's still
Pod
bad.
racing
is
everything.
I can watch that sequence just on its own.
Yeah, and they also
sound design.
Sound design is phenomenal.
That, and again with the Starfighter as well, and just the way they pour into. They don't land. They kind of dock into some weird.
Well, these ones do land.
I thought they.
Because remember they have the hangar.
Yeah, but I thought they had something in the hangar. That's my memory.
Maybe. Oh gosh, I don't think they do. Because I think there's a whole point if he shoots around. But so I think one of the points I want to make is this feels like an evolution in Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
The old ones feel very kitbash. They feel blocky, but like in a good way.
What do you mean the old? Do you mean the old
like TIE fighters and the X-wings?
Yeah.
And they're built. They are scrap built, right? They were designed from other bits. But they do a really good job of making. They look phenomenal. We know this. We've talked about the X-wing. We've talked about the TIE fighter. Really class ships. This feels like the elevation, right? They've figured out how to do smooth panels, perfect lines.
But
it's still Star Wars.
But it's also the fact that it's a devolution.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Because
it is the prequels. I get it.
Yeah, it's the prequels. It's this idea, and this is what the one thing I really liked about the Phantom Menace was overall this idea that this is the grand empire, or
the Republic.
The Republic, and they're still on a bit of a high, and they've got all the high end planets have got beautiful ships, and they fly around in these things.
Everything's
like crisp, like
it shows
just
a lot
come out of the packet.
It's so Naboo, right? They're fighters, and it's so true of like the whole Naboo world. Is they haven't had war for like it feels like generations. They have all their spaceships are more like decorative. Their fighters are decorative, and all of the like Imperial guards feel more like decorative than like actually fighters. But like these fighters are still really cool fighters, and they got sleek design and they feel ornamental, but they are still fighters.
But it's the way it crosses over into the Queen's ship as well. The same design.
It does fit.
It's
absolutely
lovely, and she goes full chrome.
Oh. I think that I think about that a lot, and I think it's because someone was like, we figured out how to make chrome shaders for our CGI ships, or like they figured out how to spray paint chrome, definitely. And they're like, let's flex some muscles here. But I think we can both agree. And actually, there's also the one in The Mandalorian,
which ties into that whole devolution.
Yeah.
Because this is a found ship. They've had to knock it together to make it work. It's lost its paint scheme. Apart from, I think there's some little hints of it being yellow in some places. I think.
Yeah, but they changed. Even then, they elevate it because they put they essentially strap a massive engine to the back, and they're like, this thing is like sub light speed, the best. And he doesn't go light speed, and he just absolutely zooms it out of there.
Yeah.
Even then, they made the ship even cooler somehow. I thought it was so cool.
It's just incredible. The devolution.
Just the character. I think it works. It feels like of the time, as the X-Wing did, they knocked it out of the park again with, I think, the N1. S tier?
S tier. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad we agree. I'm glad we agree.
Bad boy.
Next on our list. Did you put this on or did I put
I put this on.
I thank God, because
I have no idea what that one is. This is from Farscape.
Okay, so can I describe it?
Describe away.
So if we took the Wipeout ship, if you'd like, made it a bit more spaceshipy, and then we added what I can only describe as needle-like extrusions on both. So rather than wings, it's got two kind of scaffoldy kind of attachments to then two needles also pointing forward. It's a really sharp black and red colour scheme ship. It looks very sinister, I would describe this as.
Yes, and it is called the Prowler.
Prowler, yeah.
Which fits...
adds to its menacing kind of...
Yeah, and it comes from the villains of the piece of Farscape, which is, what are they called? Peacekeepers. Fantastic name, because, like all fascist organisations, they go out in this idea that they're there to control and make things brilliant.
If no one's going to control the bad guys, we need to control everyone. So the bad guys are also
we're the peacekeepers. We're trying to bring communities together and worlds together, and we're in control. But then you have a spaceship like this as your main fleet.
It feels like that classic scene from Mitchell and Webb, where it's like, "Are we the bad guys?"
Definitely, but what's great about what happens in Farscape is that the pilot of that, Aaron Sung, ends up trapped with the good guys because she's been contaminated by being
with them.
That she's irreversibly... So she ends up with the good guys, which were escaped prisoners. And so the ship gets a lot of use from the good guys' perspective, and it's a great ship, and it goes up against other prowlers and stuff like that. But it's, for me, it's so sharp. It's like a load of scissors been strapped together or something like that.
It feels devilishly sharp.
Yeah, you would not want that near your eyes if you had a model of it swooping around.
Well, as this person has, because the photo we have is a model of it. Goodness, to have made that must have been so painful. If anything.
Yeah, I mean, in the original series, you just didn't get as much detail as you see there. It was CG, earlier CG on television,
so 480p or whatever. So it's seeing nothing.
But it is, for me. There were so many unusual things in Farscape, and I will come back round to it because there's some other stuff in there for bigger class of stuff, and it tried to be unusual, I think, in what it did, and I think it's one of those things where it really plays to the language of what it's from, where it's come from, and its main job in this world is intimidation and being a lethal killing
but
ship.
it's for the good of the people. It needs to be
for the
sinister.
Good of the people,
that kind of thing. I get what you're saying. I like the design. I think I'd put it in a B tier in terms of design. What do you? You've got more knowledge on it, so you're going to have to.
I would be happy with a B tier.
Happy with a B tier. We'll put.
I understand it. Again, it's that wide. What's the word for it?
May I say we've been very generous this episode compared to last. We've put 4 things in B tier, 1 thing in C, and then 1 thing in S. Clearly, we got rid of all the chaff early on.
Let's hope so, because there's still more to come.
There is more to come. To be fair, I have some opinions on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, so good. Next one, it's not actually what I see on your screen. It's the little one. This is the Razorback from The Expanse. So going back. So this is the Razorback from The Expanse. Now, have you seen The Expanse?
I've seen the first season, and it's one of those things I keep meaning to go back to finish.
I had a very similar thing. So I watched season 1. So I watched 2 episodes of season 1. Yeah. Initially, and then I got bored and didn't understand it. Then a friend said, you should keep watching. So I went back again, and I loved it. What a show. It's based on a D&D. So it was someone's D&D, and I think they wrote a book, and then it got turned into a movie.
2 guys wrote it.
2 guys wrote it, okay. it is. If you watch it and you're like, this is a D&D, straight up. A detective style space D&D. 100%.
Yeah.
Now, the world they build is a dystopian-ish, kind of like Alien, kind of corpo world, future, but a bit more optimistic perhaps, where everyone's barely surviving. There's the people on the fringes of the solar system because they've expanded through the solar system but not over the solar system.
Yeah, they can't. We're not big.
Big
there
enough
aren't
for
mysterious warp drives that enables us to leave our galaxy.
But we can get around the solar system in a fairly moderate way. Is the idea?
Yeah.
So there's loads of spaceships, and the shape we're looking at here is the Razorback, which I believe is one of the racer ships. Do you remember the racer ships?
I don't remember. That's the thing. I recognise the
design.
No, the other. It's turned up on my things. The Racanatine, the ship that the good guys start off in.
Yeah, which is a bigger
ship.
Bigger ship, yeah.
But I don't remember coming across.
So there was a scene where they're like pulling like 20 G. They're like talking about, it's like horse racing almost, where they're doing racing around the galaxy in the first season. And actually they're like, this guy's dead. It's like, how can he be dead? He's actually in that spaceship. And they watch the TV and he's actually in the spaceship.
Right. And
he burns up because he's pulling too many G's around like a gravity well or whatever. This is one that
I can't remember. So what?
It was an important plot point. I can't remember. This is one of the racer ships.
Again, this is why I need to go back to it.
Well, I don't think it's iconic then, which is losing the iconic points for me because you don't remember. I remember it. I had to go check it up again to make sure it's the ship I thought it was. But I wanted to start.
Is this before or after they end up on the space station with the alien goo stuff?
I think it's on the. Oh gosh, I can't remember now. We're going back to something I can't even remember. Anyway, the point is, it's one of the super fast spaceships that gets around the place. It looks. If you were to describe it, Mark, how would you describe it?
It depends which angle you get it from. From the behind, it just looks like a rocket that's got some sort of triangular covering over it. So I like that. That's my favourite part about it, actually, is the fact that you can see that it's basically just a rocket ship with go faster aerodynamic cover. From the front, it just looks like a shuttlecock almost.
Well, I think it is. I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
And I think that fits really well into the universe because it is, like we talked about with the Eva pod from 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
I think not trying to be science fantasy.
It's definitely trying to be for real science.
Real science.
Yeah.
I think these would be the best shapes, which is just a jet engine of some description with just barely enough space for a guy to sit in it. You know?
I think the problem is that and the other ships from Expanse. I get that they're going for reality.
Yeah.
And reality doesn't necessarily make it exciting for me. And that's the problem with it. I the show itself I enjoyed. I loved the concepts. I loved how it all pieced together.
Yeah.
But from a visual point of view, I wasn't looking at the ships going, wow.
I kind of agree, actually.
The cockpits, the interiors, the space stations and the things that are going on there. Loved all that. But the ships themselves was like, you're going for reality.
I think
I'm not excited by the Saturn rockets. I don't know about you.
I think what this fits into. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with that. Actually. I'm not huge. I like what they represent, right? The rockets of our actual rockets that we've used to get places, like the Saturn rockets and the space shuttle, and SpaceX is Falcon 9. Like they all mean something bigger, right, than what they actually look like. They don't actually look great, right?
They look like something that could become reality at some point.
Yeah, the Razorback from the Expanse. I think it really lends itself. This idea really lends itself to something that happens in D&D, which is it's not a movie, right?
Yeah.
So saying, spending 6 hours describing your spaceship is not good D&D.
No.
Right?
No.
That's not fun. And actually I had to learn that very early on in my D&D because I was like, I want a house. And the guy's like, sure, you can have a house. And I was like, spending like an hour describing everything in the house is like, it's pointless. Yeah. That's not the point. It's the adventure. And like you talk through hard times and trials. And I think that fits very well with the Expanse because they probably didn't describe spaceships other than like the unique, interesting features about them, not how they actually looked. It didn't matter. It mattered more about the story that was being told.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not. It just doesn't. It doesn't make it like an interesting ship. And as you've quite rightly, from this perspective, dissed the B-wing for being impractical.
Yeah.
But for me, it's visually interesting.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting but not cool.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a great ship.
But and this is the kind of reverse of that with
completely uninteresting.
It's completely uninteresting, but fits the universe perfectly because everything else is. They're going for realism as much as possible.
And I think that realism can be. You're right. Realism actually in a lot of our spaceships and space rockets. The most interesting thing is we got the shuttle.
Yeah.
And the engineering of it.
Well, that was the thing. I was always more fascinated by the shuttle than I was by seeing a rocket launch.
Yeah, because it's just a needle that goes up.
Yeah.
Right. And the idea is to make it look as little interesting as possible because
when
you want it super smooth.
When you see the space shuttle landing and you're looking at it going, that shouldn't be in the air.
Yeah.
How is that doing that?
No, for real. So I think this one, I'm going to put some detail because it's not an interesting design.
Yeah.
We clearly both forgot exactly when it is in the show. It's just
I remember there being some stuff, but I don't think it was. I think it was more about Earth and Mars sending rockets at each other or something like. Or was it no? Or was it with the good guys? I can't remember their names. Was it them trying to stop something that was being sent from a colony that was a bomb or something? I can't.
No, you can't.
I've really got to go back and watch that series.
It's really good.
Again.
I might have to go. We'll watch it together, perhaps.
Yeah.
I'm putting a detail. It's an okay ship. It's an okay everything, which I think lends, and it's not what the universe is about. And I think it's good to point out some space. Actually, quite a lot of the space series aren't about their ships. Bizarrely, not about this size of ship. There are some bigger, the bigger size.
The bigger ships. You got the Star Treks of the world. You've got Battlestar Galactica, which again that is an analogy in my mind for a aircraft carrier. Whereas this show is that they are what they are. They're spaceships traveling between the stars in a universe which is restricted under the speed limit.
If I did the Newtonian or the Einstein drive,
but it's still.
And season 2 I actually think opens up with a whole finding the Einstein drive or whatever. And talking about not fast and light travel, but like this efficiency of travel. I think it was more about. But anyway, we'll move on. It's another Warhammer one. I'm just going to put this straight into B tier with all the other Eldar style ones because it doesn't look actually that much different from the other bomber. It's a bit more iconic for me. But
what's different about this one?
So it's a one person, and it's just a bit more of a jet, right?
Yeah.
The other one had like 2 cockpits. This one has a single one. It's more a fighter than a bomber. It's got the same
colour scheme.
Same colour scheme.
I think it's just it's a smaller version of the
one's a fighter, one's a bomber. Really, I just put them in because they are technically distinct in the universe, but it doesn't really matter.
In my mind, it's more.
This was the Razor
Batwing from the Batman with Michael Keaton, the 1989 Batman.
Very spiky.
With also, I think I said this last time about it. There's an element of the Blackbird bomber from Reality.
From Reality.
From Reality.
So I'm just going to put it in B tier.
Yeah.
It's fine. We need to go over that many.
Yeah.
The next one, I believe, is a you choice. And it's from Cowboy Bebop.
Yes. This is I think it's a Red Tail.
Red Tail, yeah.
And I just think it's so damn cute.
Really? Well, to describe it for our listeners, it is... If you imagine the bubble cockpit, so the full dome cockpit of any full dome ship, suspended down from a bridge kind of point, and then it's got 2, essentially just legs.
Or arms?
I don't know how to describe that, really. It's got 2 arms.
It's 2, because he's got bulky shoulders.
He's got bulky shoulders that
and
come down
arms.
to 2 gun arms. Yeah, it's not, in my mind, and this enters the same realm as the B-Wing, which is, it does not look like a spaceship in the slightest. It looks like a service drone. It looks like it comes out and fixes the side of another ship, right?
But it's not. In this world, it's not. It's a fighter.
I know,
it's a heavy-duty
but what it looks
fighter.
like...
I think that there is a language there that is more for deep-sea exploration. You've got the bubble dome. You've got something that could be... jet nozzles at the back for manoeuvrability, and even though they're guns in this, they could be some sort of grappling arms. I just think it's a great design. I think it's something you don't see.
It does feel very Cowboy Bebop in its design. I think it does blend as well.
And you know me, I love a bubble cockpit.
You love a bubble cockpit. This is what I've learned about you. You
the
bloody love
practicalities of being able to
practicalities.
See,
oh my
you
god!
can see all around you.
Jesus. I mean, you're sort of true, but okay. So I'll give you some analogies, right?
Okay.
So modern day F-35 fighters, F-20 Raptors.
Yeah.
Right. Very Western of me. I know. All the pilots have augmented reality headsets. So they got projections and they can see through the plane downwards because there's so many sensors on the ship.
I will go back to
the idea that you need a whole bubble of glass to
I'll go back to the Razorback then. What we just spoke about. Reality is real and is practical and real, and it means that you do something that is dull.
I think
real.
The F-35s, the F-35C, I think in particular,
35C,
I think looks scary. I think it looks cool. It looks menacing. It looks scary.
It just looks like a jet.
Yeah, but they look like there's a kind of design to them nowadays, and I think they are distinct. Maybe it's because I watch lots of things about the engineering of them. I don't like what they represent. I don't like the kind of intimidating nature of Western military kind of might. But I like how cool they look, and I like the engineering behind. Yeah, I like a bit of a boxy. I don't know, it's sharp.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
All right, so let's go back to the Red Tail then. What are you arguing?
I just don't think it looks cool or practical. I know that in space there's no aerodynamics, but it feels like another one of these things where, with the B-wing, where if you go too close to something in the wrong direction, you're just going to smack one of its arms off. You know what I mean?
I think less so. I agree with the B-wing. I can see that argument for the B-wing. This, you are more compact. You haven't got wings floating out that you'll have to manoeuvre around.
I think it's fine. I don't think it's great. Where would you like to put it? And I
personally think it's a B tier.
It's a B tier. God, we've gone so mid with a lot of these things. I've got to put it down to C. I think it's...
All right, fine. Let's move on.
In there with a B. Wow. Not even worthy of argument.
So let's do...
This one is going to be controversial. I knew this would be controversial. Do you know its official name?
It's the flying saucer from every 50s B movie.
It is the space cruiser from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Now, initially, you said this doesn't count for this category.
Yeah, because it's a two-seater.
Because it's a two-seater.
Yes.
No, because a category 1A. No, category 1A. We're going back to this. I can't believe it. A category 1A would require a galley or some kind of storage stowage area.
You mean 1B?
1B, sorry, not 1A.
Could have a galley or something.
Oh my gosh.
That has more than one crew member.
It's so impractical to suggest this can't be a 1A.
Fine. I'm going to leave that as a category, right? I'm going to leave the idea of it being one or two seats, right? Let's not argue this. Let's argue the fact that it is just a dull flying saucer.
Okay. Let's go back to our criteria. Dear Mark.
Dear Mark, is it now?
Dear Mark. Does it fit well into the universe? Is it iconic? And does it look cool? Now,
no.
One of those, I'll agree. It doesn't look cool. It's stupid. Does it fit in the world? Absolutely. It was made in a garage, and it looks like it was made in a garage. Is it stupid? 100%. That's the point. Does it do a lot of stupid stuff in the film? It absolutely does. Is it iconic? Yes. Every time they're in it, it's super stupid and so funny. It's a quintessential part of the show.
It could have been a more original design. It could have been something...
No, that's the point of it. It's meant to... Because it's a classic Rick moment where he's gone, what do spaceships look like? They look like flying saucers. I'm just going to make mine look like a flying saucer.
I think it's
I'm going to use dustbins for jets. And I'm going to use duct-taped headlights.
No, that's one thing I really loved about it. I love the dustbins for jets. That is something I agree. He would have found what's around him to put this thing together.
Drunkenly, and he would have just I need a duct this big and there's a dustbin outside.
It's just...
It's got a sail on the back.
I'm not a big fan of the flying saucer.
That's the point. It's kind of a joke about it. It's a joke about the flying saucer. It's that's the whole point, right?
It's a diss. The only flying saucer I will accept is the Forbidden Planet
Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
Okay. But like, okay, you got to admit. So some of our criteria.
I mean, one thing I'll give you for it. There's a nice dome there.
It's a nice. It's when the few ships sound great.
Yeah.
Few ships sound great. It is. You got to admit, in the universe, it's got character and it is iconic.
Liked him to have taken a car and just made something out of a car.
No, because that'd have been boring as hell.
No, it wouldn't have been boring.
It's meant to be a flying saucer.
I'm talking just taking the husk of a car, like going. I need something quickly to turn into. What's available? Oh, the family car. It could be one of those station wagons.
I just don't think it would have been as fun as.
Where did he get that dome from?
I love that because he made that bit.
Yeah,
he made that bit. But it's like the jets, and I'm going to use the bits for the jets. I don't know, and like it's got bumper stickers, and like there's whole videos where they go to the battery dies, they go into the universe that's the battery, and then they
That's not the disc-shaped boringness. That's about the humour of the show and what they can do with it.
Yeah, but
I don't feel the design of that.
They do a few things on the ship that make it interesting. And they have like protect summer. Like it does like kills everyone around.
Yeah.
And it can like shrink down and make it bigger.
You could put that onto any ship design. That is not the design of the ship.
It is part of it. It's not just about the design of the ship. It's also about the character of the ship, which we have discussed, and it does have character. Oh, come on now, Mark.
No.
How are you not seeing that?
What are you arguing for this bad boy then?
I think this is an A-tier ship.
No, I'm not having it.
An A-tier? This isn't an A-tier.
It's not A-tier.
I think
it's a flying saucer.
For its universe that it sits in.
Fair enough. I'll let you argue that point.
Because also what makes it funny, right, is like, for a fact this ship, right, can take down every other ship in the known universe of Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
but it looks like a dumb flying saucer.
It's because it's...
And he'd make a satirical point of like, why have you made your ship look super cool and fast? This thing is just as good and it does everything your ship does. That's the whole point of it, right?
It could have been something else.
I think it
would have been better
so well.
if it was something he took from the real world and just pimped. Because he would have been...
It's kind of lazy like that. The whole flying saucer
it's
the flying saucer that they would have seen over Roswell or whatever. It's that exact flying saucer, and he just drunk drove it over to Area 51 or whatever, right? That's exactly how it went. Like you don't even need to like fathom you can fathom the story. It doesn't need to tell you what it is. I think it's a genius design, really. And they probably thought about it for 10 seconds, and I just think it's funny and it's good. Fine, we'll put it in B tier.
Thank you. You
generic, boring human. Our B tier. We have made such a bell curve of ships. Unbelievable.
We're trying to find the best ones, and I'm afraid I would not like to see the something carrier. What was it?
The space cruiser. Space cruiser. Come on, 3 more ships. Come back.
So the next one is Ratchet and Clank. Is that
Ratchet and Clank? Yeah. Very well observed. It's the Star Explorer from Ratchet and Clank, the red and orange ship. I have seen this ship so many times. I watched my brother play Ratchet and Clank through all of my childhood, and I saw this ship for every loading screen ever zip through space. And that's the only reason I put it on this list, because I've seen it like a million times. And it is, in the Ratchet and Clank universe, kind of iconic.
Yeah.
I think it's got a good shape. What is it about video games and having pretty... I think we discussed it. If you have spaceships in video games, because you're going to customize it.
Yeah. So
it's hard to lock down an iconic spaceship in a video game.
Yeah.
I think this is... And even then, you customize the crap out of your spaceship.
It's something I can imagine this being in Wipeout.
I kind of see that. It's a bit too upright, It's also a 2-seater. Oh...
Yeah, I was going for the higher ground there and not mentioning the fact that I know full well that's a 2-seater.
I don't know. I think it's okay, but not good. I think it's, again, one of those things we have to say just to say, we know of it, we've seen it, it exists.
It's just meh.
It is just meh, isn't it? I think it's a C-tier. I don't really have much more to say about it. You see it a lot in the games. Yeah.
But it's not an integral part of it.
No, but weird, isn't it?
It's just. I think it's just where they go from level to level, isn't it?
It is, and I've seen like a billion times. And I think that's why it's burned into my memory, but not like design wise, it looks fine. It looks like the Viper. It's got the Viper-esque feel.
But that's more of an evolution to that point of going. Well, what looks cool?
Big front hood that's very narrow, tapered.
Going back to Wipeout, there's a lot of the ships there which I can see a through route from.
The Viper style.
The Viper style.
It's got that having that long nose.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's having a long, pointy out front nose and the cockpit way back.
Yeah.
Even in modern ships,
Well,
it
goes back
front.
to, I suppose, we've got to be honest here, it goes back to the X-Wing.
Yeah. No, I think it does.
That's really what started it. I can't think of anything.
I think you're totally right. Well, two ships.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we've agreed. I don't really have much to say about it. I want to put on the list because you've got to have some ships you can see.
It's got to be something else other than just Star Wars ships.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's amazing. Doing this, it just shows so much about how much is Star Wars. Okay, we've got 2 ships left.
Okay, so
this one, I think you want to talk about this one a lot.
Yeah, this is the Star Fury. This is from Babylon 5, and I thought we had covered it last time. That's why I think there's that. I was talking about it when we were talking about the Discovery pods.
Yeah.
This is a ship that has a lot of grounds in reality, but still looks cool as fuck.
Yeah, so I want to describe it for people. So those who don't know, it's got the TIE Fighter core, I'd say. Bit more square, bit more rectangular, I'd say. And then it's got a crosswing with jets at the end of the crosswings. So it's got, if you imagine, without the point, it's almost like an X-Wing without the pointy nose. And we've replaced the end guns for jets. Now, I'm going to say off the bat, I really like this design.
Yeah.
Because I think it is unique. And people say it's super nimble. And I did a bit of research online and they say it's a really cool ship.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see
it. It is. You see it in the show and they turn...
on a dime.
Yeah, on a dime.
You can see it because of how the engines are built. You can see that kind of movement. It's like pivoting around a central.
There's lots of... when you see there's fights going on in around Babylon 5, they just turn and they're firing it in the completely opposite direction. And again, because they've gone for more realism, not that it is, you see the spray of lasers or whatever it is they're firing, when they're turning as well. So that there's so much, it feels weighty, gravity, and they're using physics to move around and fight and stuff like that. They're not doing the whole dogfight in space.
They're not having to deal with inertias
techniques and stuff.
Yeah.
For it. And there are cool things. There are episodes where the little pod at the front is just one guy in like standing up, fighting.
Really? Standing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of maybe they're led back a bit, but
they're more straight.
They're more
upright.
But it's also an escape pod as well, so they. There are episodes where they ping out. There are other versions. There's bomber versions. There's, there's like a special ops version kind of things, which can drop off people kind of thing.
Okay.
But the early seasons, it's just these guys, the Star Fury itself, and the way they launch as well from Babylon 5. You guess that they're hung a bit like the TIE Fighter is. But when it comes to launching, so if you imagine it, that's
it's sitting underneath
like
it. Yeah,
it goes tink.
Okay.
It turns. This is not great podcast material. Imagine everybody an X-wing facing forward without his nose, right?
Yeah,
and it's held on by the
kind of
shoulders.
Bracket. Yeah,
you get into the thing, and it just when it's time to launch, it pivots and looks down.
Yeah, and you just drop it.
And you drop it out of
Which
the
actually
space
means that
station.
doesn't make any sense because how can you drop it in space?
But it is a cool sequence to see. It feels like it's like, go, guys.
I like the design.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say other than I do like design. I've seen some videos of it. It looks cool in how it moves. It is unique.
I would say this is S tier.
Oh, I can have it down to A, I'm afraid. The problem is I don't know it that well. It's not.
Looking
at all of the S tier ships, I knew at a glance. I knew exactly what they are. This one, I kind of knew about it only from doing a bit of research for this episode. But it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. It's original. Of all these ships, it's arguably got one of the more original designs that is also cool. Can I give you that, Mark?
You can give me that.
And I'm going to put it in A. It's in good company.
You
disagree?
I'm going to cry now.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Come on, Mark. Last one.
Last
one.
And
I think we're both going to have the same opinion on this bad boy. This is the Star Blaster from Marvel. I was, quite frankly, amazed at how few spaceships are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, actually named good spaceships.
Yeah.
So this is the one, for those who don't remember, it's in the first
Guardians of the
Galaxy. And it's when the big ship is coming down onto the planet. I forgot what the planet or the ship is called. And they create this star mesh network.
Yeah.
So my thoughts on the ship is, this is corporate America, baby. This is the most generic ship they could think up in 20 minutes. It felt like, when they talk about like, oh, we went through like multiple iterations of a ship and we really thought it through. This feels like they gave an intern like, make a spaceship.
I also think they were going, we need something, we need a way of trying to have our people go up against the big ship coming down. How would you stop a big thing coming down? You'd make a net. Oh, how can we make a net? Well, what was it? The spaceships joined together to make a net. What
they
practical thing?
They probably thought that was absolute genius.
There's no. I respect. God, I love it. It's a great film. It's great film. Visual design, fantastic. It's always been one point that I'm like, why is this even the thing? What would you? Other than this exact scenario, why are your ships joining together to make a mesh? And they're not very good at it as well.
No, they immediately keel under the pressure. It's so stupid.
If it was a technique that they use for emergencies for crashing space to catch crashing spaceships, it would be better at holding against it. But
they break. No, I agree. It's just not good. It's not a good ship design.
It's almost like they didn't want to have a big space battle at the end because it's too generic.
Well, no, but they do loads of space battle. I remember watching it the other day, and they do loads of space battle. It's in the atmosphere.
Is it in the atmosphere?
They do a lot of
fighting against.
Yeah. Okay, they do a lot. But the ship itself it feels like one of the ships where it's super low polygon. So like they may have designed it intentionally so it could they could have 50,000 on the screen. It wouldn't absolutely blow up their servers. It feels like it doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel like a good game. It looks
video game,
but it looks so mediocre.
Yeah.
And I almost want to put it in D tier because for Marvel, and you're right, such an iconic space film.
Yeah, and it does have iconic spaceships. I've forgotten the name of the ship in Guardians of the Galaxy, the first
their actual one. Gosh, we'll come to it next time.
But that design is fantastic. In fact, all the ships they have, I think they've got 3 different designs over time, haven't they?
They did, yeah.
They're all unique and interesting, and feel like I know where the cockpit is, and I know where they are roughly in the ship. It feels real. Whereas this is just...
And it feels like a throwaway for the film. But they could have made it cool.
They could have made it cool. They could have done something more.
And they felt like they tried too hard to make it cool, but not...
And it looks... I can see there's some nice design language within it. There's elements of... I'm thinking of fish. There's like some sort of tropical...
Like a lionfish kind of thing.
Yeah. I get it. But...
But
what does it do? They all come together and make a net.
And they kind of are fighters, but they don't really do it.
They don't do it justice.
Smash it in detail, and I think it shows a lot about what I don't like in Marvel when it gets a bit too corporate. Because it felt like someone just had to make a spaceship, and it had to meet some render criteria, and it was like it had to be safe. It had to be like within reason or something. I don't know. It just feels like
it has to have an element of star shape because that's our logo on the costumes that somebody else has already designed, and it's like you got to try and fit it in with that. Okay,
for real. So yeah, I'm happy to put that in D.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to say because we've been at this for a while.
Yes.
That's the end of it. Just I'll give a round of the top 4 and the bottom 4.
Okay.
So top ones, TIE Fighter.
Yep.
It's the TIE Interceptor, isn't it? The one that has the openings.
Yes, the pointy. Yeah. From Return.
We got the X-wing, so iconic.
Yeah.
We got the Viper.
Yeah.
And then we've got the N1. Fighter.
So we've got a lot of Star Wars there.
But
again, it's what opened the world out, isn't it? In the popular culture.
Yeah, and in the bottom tier we've got that tri-wing TIE Fighter one.
Yeah.
We've got the Zephos Fighter from Warhammer. We've got the Bubble one from that one. What's it called? The Babylon 5 one. The Bubble Fighter?
Not Babylon 5. Lost in Space.
What's it called? Yeah, Bubble Fighter. It is called the Bubble Fighter.
Yeah, Bubble Fighter. It's just because you said...
then we have the one from The Expanse, and then we also have the Marvel one as the I will post this on our Instagram so people can see it and figure out our
add
feelings.
their comments as well if they so desire.
I'd like to hear people rage, because I'm sure we've got so much wrong in this, because some of these things I don't have a huge amount of knowledge on, but I wanted to have more variety than just
I'm waiting for the B-Wing backlash that you're going to face.
Bring it on.
This.
I will comment on everyone. All Connor. All other people. We had a few more views the other day.
Yeah?
I don't know. We shouldn't talk about viewing.
No,
viewing numbers.
That's really bad taste there, Drew.
We shouldn't talk about viewing numbers on podcast. But yes. So I think what we've discovered from this process is perhaps this is not the best way to do this process. Doing a tier list of all spaceships. So I think for next time.
Yeah, and I think the problem is there's a point in our category system where there's going to be a lot more spaceships.
And it's just too much. And some of them we just like the look of. Some of them we know a lot about. Some of them we don't know a lot about. I think we need to bring 3 ships next time. 3 ships.
So limiting.
No.
So limiting.
I'll let you do more. Okay, 3 categories. You got to do at least 1 ship for each of these categories.
Yeah.
The best in class, the worst in class, and your most controversial take in class. So one that you might either think is good, but others think is bad, or one that you think is bad and others think is good.
I feel like I've just been limited beyond my...
No, but you can bring at least one of each.
One of each.
One of each. So you can have more, but I think
at
one of
least
each.
One of each.
Because that limits us to 6.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I think it'll also be better for the listener, because you don't have to listen to us ramble on about silly spaceships.
25
spaceships. And some of them we didn't know a lot about, but I wanted to represent them in the universes that they are and just show that there are some spaceships.
I think the danger could have been that this would have just been the Star Wars spaceship fighters.
3 of the 4.
Yeah.
And actually, if you look at A tier, one of them is also a Star Wars spaceship. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of Star Wars in the fighter category, and it was very revealing to me. That seems to be you have to really scratch for a few other different universes almost. I know we missed some like Mass Effect and whatever, but
I'm not. I know the main ship from it. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't know many ships. It just surprised me.
Yeah, it is interesting actually. Looking into it, I'm sure one area that I know I haven't looked in it is books. But then it's so not
hard.
Such a visual thing.
It's not such a visual thing. I totally agree. I was actually reading a book the other day. Well, I tried reading it and it got a bit. I just lost track of it.
Yeah.
And they were talking about these spaceships, and they had some diagrams of them, and it was talking about it's a 12-kilometer long ship, and there's a this, that, and the other. The coolant system uses cryophagiums, and that kind of nonsense. I actually don't care. Don't care. That it doesn't work in a book. It works in a film or iconic ships only work in a visual media where you can't customize it. Because if you can customize it, then you can't have an iconic ship. Yeah. Because you're making your own ship.
Yeah.
And if it's a book, you can't visualize it. So it has to be a movie or a TV show to make it iconic. I think, really. Do you agree with that?
No, I think so. I think the one other thing would be the medium of comic book or graphic novels, whatever you want to call it. That may be a way, but then you don't get as many that are not based on an existing franchise. Or I can't even think. There's some Mobius stuff that's got some cool stuff, but
it's not really. They have some board game. I have one board game, Twilight Imperium. I think actually also eclipses this. We have GDC, which is the Global Defense Center or something, called Galactic Defense Center.
Yeah,
which is like a big Death Star thing. In the universe, it's in the gaming world, these are kind of iconic pieces, but they're more like iconic pieces. The ship itself is not iconic. Yeah. And I have loads of space games. I have loads of spaceships, but none of them feel iconic. None of them feel like, oh my god, we're all going to talk about this. I guess it's also, again, the medium. Not everyone can experience the spaceship in the same way I have. Yeah. I played a board game, and it's the spaceship that could or whatever, in my experience of it. I think that's the same with video games. If you're playing a video game and you've got a crap ship, but it looks cool, you might not have great experience with it compared to someone else who might have a great version of that. It's interesting what becomes iconic and what doesn't, actually, in these categories. Yes.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I did stare a bit there. I think what was coming through my head, and was I didn't look at video games. I thought about video games and tried to think through, and every time I looked at something, that you had some interesting stuff like that. There's the weird. Have you come across R-Type?
No.
No. It's But the thing is, it's hard to define what it would really be like on a larger scale. It's just a handful of pixels and stuff like that. They look interesting, they do interesting things, but the stuff that's later versions of R-Type, that's somebody else's interpretation, not the thing I remember playing. And we did look at
that one. R-Type
is
a 2D scroller, side scroller. Yeah.
So there isn't much to
that ship. Yeah.
It's
iconic.
You've
done a lot of the thing is, you've done a lot of the imagining of what that ship looks like actually as a kid or whatever to make it.
Yeah, like I said, there's been versions that have used more pixels to design it and stuff like that. There's an element of 3D and stuff, but then they lost what was inspiring to me. And then you get things like Halo, which is all right, and we talked about one of those ships, but I was more fascinated with the larger ships, the Pillar of Autumn and the Covenant ships and stuff like that. They were what really captured me. And I think we'll talk about those
later.
Yes.
Well, I'll hopefully get some of those in, because they are, the Pelican in my mind is such a, maybe because I was a kid, but whoa, what a ship. Yes. No, I totally agree. It's interesting, this category here is shining a light on actually people to make more spaceships in the fighter class, because maybe it's hard. Maybe it's really hard to do.
Yeah, because you're limited by the size. It's got to have a person in it, and then you've got, what do you put around it?
I do think at some point, and maybe we'll do it as a live stream. Maybe we'll just do it as a video episode. But I think we should sit down, and I'll get all the materials. We should sit down and scratch build some little model fighters or something.
Yeah,
and just see how that experience feels. And just see if we go, this is hard.
This is really hard.
I'm sure it is really hard, because we'll have no experience. But it'll be fun to do.
To try and get something that is iconic, that is unusual, but not too unusual, because, those...
The B-Wings look ridiculous just for me.
Are going to get out of the way. Yeah. It's trying to find something unique to it's got to be a profile that you'll be able to recognise very quickly. It's got to have something about it that tells a story. I suppose that would be the hardest thing. Maybe you can retrofit, add a story to the world that's from after you've built it.
After you built it, I think we'll do that. How about we do that? I think we'll do that. We'll do that sometime.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. So moving to the week ahead. So next week we'll look at 1B, like I said.
Yeah.
Best, worst, controversial, at least one from each category.
Yeah.
I will say this weekend I am playing a role-playing game. I'm playing Mothership, which is a kind of horror space, similar to the D&D that we did briefly.
Yes.
So I'm going to be playing that this weekend for a one-shot, which I'm sure I'll talk about.
What does the spaceship look like in that?
I don't know yet. We'll find out. But Connor, who's running it, shout out Connor. He always gets a shout out. He's almost like our Easter egg. He's running it, and he's asked to borrow my dungeon tiles. Did I tell you I have loads of dungeon tiles, but they're all medieval. They're like 2-inch by 2-inch grid tiles.
Right.
They're all magnetically locked together.
I keep getting something up in my feed at the moment, which is dungeon tile stamps.
Oh yeah.
And you stamp them onto a page.
I think someone bought
you can even fold them up so you can have some of them up to give you a little,
like the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I've seen those. I have seen those people. Yeah. I had a friend who's like, I should have thought of that because that's genius.
Yeah, it is genius.
It's so good. But yes, do you have anything that's coming up this that you're excited
for? Not really.
For?
No, it's just life.
It is life. It's busy. It's a busy time of year.
I think the one thing I'm very excited about is we've got Project Hail Mary coming out. Mm-hmm. Have you come across the trailer?
I saw. I think I was like,
Ryan Gosling, but it's a book that I've read, and I know one of my sons has read, and he's hyped up my other son.
Oh, I looked at the trailer and I thought this is not going to look good.
Oh, it's honestly.
Do you think it's going to be good?
I know the story. It looks very faithful, and it's a great. Did you like The Martian?
Yeah,
it's by the same author.
Okay,
and this is a really good story in a similar kind of vein. You know how it's mostly from the perspective of the Martian.
Yeah.
This is a very similar thing, but it's a different story. It has a grounding in reality, but there's also the alien that you're seeing. That's the one thing I wish they hadn't done, is revealed what the character looks like, because that's part of the reveal as you read the book.
Okay, I know that there is a thing or something, but that's all I know. So.
But it's such a great journey, and I'm very excited. It looks really faithful. It looks like it's capturing all the story beats, and I've seen some reviews and stuff like that saying really positive things about. So,
oh cool. Well,
I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
What I was saying, This is going to be like the end notes of the footnotes. Tom,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. We've already recorded for an hour and a half. But what I will say is, some people have recommended perhaps that we watch some stuff together and review it together, because a lot of the time what is happening, and I think it's fine, but it's not great, is you'll say something and I'll go because I have no opinion on it.
Yes,
and it's good to share experiences, and that's part of why we do this, is so we can talk to each other in a genuine sense. But I think watching some stuff together and talking about it would also be really good. So maybe we can watch some stuff together.
Okay.
Anyway, until next time, Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you, Drew. Toodle pip, everyone.